Welcome back to Survival Records, where I'm making a record of my survival attempts in games like this one, Space Engineers. Uh, the whiteout conditions. Oh, shoot! Whoa! Okay, that could have been a lot more. Did I damage anything? Yeah, yes, I did. Oh boy. Okay. I should have been paying more attention to what my ship was doing than doing this intro. I was gonna say how this whiteout is just it's a great storm, whiteout conditions, interesting. Um, Evidently, I am so loaded down in this ship right now that I can't even maintain altitude. Or maybe, oh man, maybe it has to do with the altitude itself. I know atmospheric thrusters work poorer the higher up you go. Alright, so I'm gonna slowly and carefully make my way back towards the shipwreck. I just wanted to show you guys the storm before it passed. Alright, I gotta go this way. See you there. Well, there she is, perched up on the top of the ridge like she was when I left her. That's good. There's a possibility that she was still being counted as an encounter, which might despawn if I left, regardless of what I did. I'm not sure exactly what the rules are for that. But, speaking of not sure what the rules are, I guess, something I wanted to comment on my last episode about how it almost felt like I was cheating. One of my most memorable gameplay experiences when I was playing the game Ark, Survival Evolved, was the very first time I ever tamed a T-Rex. And that was because it was chasing me. I was running away, jumping over a bunch of rocks, and it got stuck between a few rocks. If it hadn't have been because of a fluke of the game engine having that T-Rex get stuck, then I wouldn't have been able to tame it. I wouldn't be able to have that memory. So, while yeah, it's true I didn't really chase this thing down and get the start blowing it out of the sky and cause it to crash and then recover it. It's instead I'm just sort of finding one that fell to the ground its own. I don't think I'm going to let it take away from me any enjoyment I might have. But as you can see right here, I'm having a really hard time getting in. And that's probably why this thing crashed, is because the atmosphere up here is quite literally so... Oof. Well, that's a rough landing. The atmosphere is so thin that a ship that normally would be fine isn't at all. I used a quarter of my energy just getting back here. Of course, that probably has a lot to do with the load that I'm carrying. And part of that load, I decided to bring back these medical components. I've got a medical room mostly built here. I still have to address the power situation. But you know what? If I, that'll be my first medical room, the one that I build in there. So I'm going to start ferrying those pieces back and forth. You can only carry like 2 or 3 of them at a time. So, yeah, that'll be, oh, yeah, that's the other thing. My connector here got damaged. I'm going to have to fix it first. But I think I have all the pieces to fix it here in these containers that I got with loot. So anyway, let me do all that. I don't think I can, yeah, I can't even take these out until I fix that. So I'll do all that and I'll bring you back when I have that medical room fixed up. And here we go. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to take advantage of this and use it as best I can. And honestly, one of the things that I enjoy Oh yeah, look at that. One of the things I really enjoy about a one of these wrecks like this is figuring out how to make it my own, right? Like, I don't need interior turrets. I'm playing on a single player game. I'm not worried about pirates infiltrating me. And 6 assemblers on this thing? I don't need 6 assemblers. Heck, I don't even know if I need... Well, I'll use the one. I repaired one of the assemblers and one of the refineries. That way I can just, you know, fix up the rest of everything. But, man, that's a lot of weight to be carrying around in this ship. But anyway, I'm going to start fixing these things, getting them back up and running. And, but first, this programmable block reminded me, I'm going to put in a solar tracking script, because solar panels up here, and let me get out here and show you what I'm thinking. The sun rises basically over there, goes up and around, and goes all the way over to there, and I think... Oh, it's a little edge. I think there's a long period of sunlight up here. Keeps going all the way down that way. Up and around. I think maybe I'm in a spot where the nighttime is shorter than it could otherwise be. So that and solar panels tend to collect a lot of electricity. I suppose while it's a static grid, I could also put some wind turbines, but we've already seen that the atmosphere is thinner up here. Hence the reason this ship crashed, and the reason that one was having the S10 was having a hard time to get up here. So I'm not sure how useful a bunch of wind turbines are going to be for me here. But it's going to be nighttime here soon enough, so hopefully by the morning I'll have a solar panel up and running, and I'll mount it on rotors, and I'll link the rotors up so that it has Izzy's solar tracking script running. And I think that would be a good way to get those batteries down in there as recharged as I can. I gotta recharge those batteries and then see how much of this ship I can move with it the way it is. It's basically these 4 large atmospheric thrusters. They may just not be enough, though. I don't know. I'll have to look in. The other option I could think of is putting a drill rig, attaching a drilling rig to the side of this thing over here, and scooping up as much of the snow as I can, so that I can then turn it into hydrogen, start refilling those hydrogen pods, and then get out of here using a bit of hydrogen. I might end up having to do that if I can't get this thing to fly without the hydrogen. I mean, this thing had 4 large hydrogen thrusters on the bottom. That uses up a lot of energy, a lot of hydrogen. Alright, well, I'm going to get going on putting together a solar array, and I'll bring you back when I have it working. Alright, so I have a bit of a start up here. Really glad I brought the pickup with me so I can do this welding with it. And I think at the front of the ship I'm going to throw in some wind turbines just so they can work at nighttime. And I realize all this stuff I'm going to take off eventually, but, you know, it's good to have it. It accomplishes the goal right now, which is getting power back into this ship. I did build a battery on it, a new battery, so it started with that 30%, I think, is what new batteries start with. And there were enough battery components that I could actually just rebuild all of the batteries and bring them all up to 30%. I might consider doing that. Whoa, that thing is shaking. Why is it shaking? Hopefully that's just a visual thing and not an indication that there's a lot of clang going on. Anyway, it's still nighttime. I was able to pull this thing together pretty quick, I think. So we'll see how it goes in the morning. So I decided against rebuilding all these batteries. I figure, worst case scenario, it just takes a little longer to repower them, to re-energize them. But I've got a couple of wind turbines up there right now. That's why this isn't red. He's got a whole 1.2 kilowatt hours stored. He'll be fully recharged in 2 days. So, you know, if I leave my game running and come back, 48 hours from now, these guys will be good to go. That's not quite real, though. There's definitely... Actually, I gotta double check. There's a lot of... electricity I'm going to be gaining from the... What's it called there? The solar panel array. So I didn't want to set up the script until it was morning, but looks like it's getting lighter over there. I hope that transport courier doesn't come toward me. Because if he gets too close, he's going to attack. Need some more there. Looks like they function without even the computer pieces in them, so we'll leave it for now. Alright, bring you guys back in the morning. Shouldn't be too far away. So I wanted to show you guys the programmable block, how it works with doing the solar tracking script. I just named it solar array there. Obviously, we went over browsing for scripts, getting the one that you want, solar alignment, having it run, and it, this one told you right there in the front, you need to name a group of rotors, the solar array. Solar rotors. You have to name them solar rotors. And then it detects, it does everything it needs to do. I'm infinitely impressed with the people who have the patience to do that. And soon enough, here, we're going to see the sun peak up over between the crags over there, and we're going to start getting a lot more energy. What I might do is I might manually rotate that one around so that they are oriented the same way. Yeah, I think I will do that. So, now that I've got power generation, come on. That was dangerous. Critical. Now that I have power generation going on over here, and I've got... Oh, the solar script is going to keep trying to reset that to 0. So I'm going to physically get it all the way around to about there. Yeah. So now that now that I've got power generating and I have a plan for where to move this thing, I'm going to start working on it. So next up, I've got a bit of a mining expedition thing. I want to get some of this ice into the ship. And I know that there were some H2O2 generators that I ground down, so I'm going to fix those up too. In fact, what I might start doing is just get rid of all the fires, get some of the pieces back together, because, you know, one of those things gets too close, I'm going to have to shoot it, so I want to get some more guns ready too. Alright, I'll bring you back when I have more progress to report on. Well guys, it's sunny outside. I've got 4 bars of charge on every panel, and as you can see, I have pretty well impacted that charge time. It is, you know, it's gone down from 48 hours to 12 hours. So, yeah, I'm gonna still have to figure something out, because, I can't wait 12 hours, and I can't expect 12 hours of bright sunlight. So, I think what I'm gonna work on now is that idea of getting the ice that's in this patch of snow here into the cargo hold somehow and turned into hydrogen. I've debated the idea of getting the little bit of uranium I have and put it into the reactors here, but like if I can't replace uranium at this point. I'd have to get, that would be a long-term goal, is to get a uranium mine going, and so I can't rely on uranium, not for anything substantial. So I think I'm gonna just have to get that hydrogen up and running. So, yeah, I think that's my next project. Is get a bit of a mine going on here. Get a piston-mounted drill, I think. Probably collect all that ice. Actually, when I was drilling through here earlier, I did come across some patches of dense ice, which might do something. Might be worth trying to find again. But this surface snow should work for, for a lot of it. Alright, I'm gonna get working on that, I think. Yeah. Bring you back in a bit. So I wanted to bring you back because I have my little start of a drill rig set up here. Although it looks a little bit backwards, but my theory here is if I can start clearing away the surface just by, skimming along it, then I can build a more thorough way of doing this. But, man, I made a stupid mistake. I'm down to 20% power on this because I was connected to the ship, and all of those batteries on the ship are on recharge, so they were actually draining battery power from the pickup here. So once I have this setup up and running, I am going to start harvesting some hydrogen, and I think I need to build a hydrogen engine or two on the ship here so that it starts generating some power. Alright, what am I missing in there? Components added. Wait. Control G. I've got interior plate and some large steel tubes. Alright, I'll get that and that and go back to ship control. So I think they can slide against each other like that. Or if not, then, well, I've made a claying beast. But I'm going to weld those up by hand and go ahead and park this guy over here. 19% battery. I don't want to run the risk of losing all of that. Alright. I am back to being parked. Turn off my thrusters. And yeah, now it's going to not run out of more batteries. Alright, so they're on my build planner. I will see what I can pull. Could not pull 12 large steel tubes, but there was room for them. That means they didn't exist. So I put those into production. I wouldn't be able to carry them at this point anyway. So I had thought maybe put the drill under there first, but so I removed that turret. Now I'm regretting it. I wish I'd put the turret back. Or I wish I hadn't removed the turret. Because the turret, I could actually access the the inventory through. Yeah, once I get this thing up and mobile again, being able to, I'm gonna have to do a lot of redesign. Like, I think I might need to add more of these large hydrogen thrust or large atmospheric thrusters. I might add them back there to that rear nacelle. We'll see. Oh, that'll be interesting. I can access the inventory through that point now. Although I won't be able to use the G menu to automatically pull, or the build planner menu is what it's called. I won't be able to use that to just pull things. Alright. So, we are ready to try turning this on. And it's going to collect a little bit of ice right from the get-go. Now, my thought here is I've got a piston that can push it outward further, and I might do that right away. So, let's get it a little further out so that it's basically at the top. Can't stop it when I want to stop it. Right about there. Let's say maximum distance of 5. And setting the maximum distance and the velocity. Alright, share inertial tensor on. Because it's attached to a static grid, may as well. Alright, now for this one. I put the up piston because I needed some elevation to get this piston in. Eventually I might need to put a second piston in there, but I don't think so for right now. Now let's... Can I get access to that one? No. But I can do this. There's... Alright, that one has the share inertial tensor. This one... That's the one I'm in. Share inertial tensor. Share inertial tensor. And there we go. All that shaking's gone away. Alright. Now, for that rotor, I can access it. Alright. So, let's give it a moderate velocity. 0.5. Now, because that point, it's... The way that those drill heads work is they kind of make a sphere around them that they drill out. And you can see, like, I'm not actually picking up any new ice there. But if I extend it backwards, I will start picking up some new ice. So let's get this piston and give it a very slow acceleration. So we're going to go 0.01. And that's 5 meters. Then 2 blocks is another 5 meters. Plus 2.5. Ah, see, there we go. Already. Alright. Reverse. And... there. I was afraid something like that might happen. In that event, I think I might need to put more drill heads on here, pointing the other direction. On that, pointing that way. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and play around with this a little bit, see if I can get it working properly. And I'm also going to go ahead and get the H2O2 generators working and get the hydrogen engine up and running so I can just get some more energy built up. Alright. See you then. May have a problem here. I don't know if that ladybug's gonna get close enough. It looks like it's moving straight across right now. I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna go make sure my guns are all ready. Is it? Okay, it's getting farther away. Alright, yeah. It's 1.5 kilometers, I think, is the trigger. Alright, that's something I gotta worry about. Alright, so looking at the engineering section back here, I am trying to figure out where I can fit in a hydrogen engine. I don't know if I really need to have access to all these things all the time. Although, man, if I start like taking shots internally, I might want to be able to repair things more easily. What if I put them in here in line with this instead of those conveyor tubes? Maybe. It looks like they go up there, there, and let's take a look at the engine itself. The engine itself has access on one end, not both, and on the bottom. So I could put it in upside down right there. That could work. Or I could put it in upside down right there. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I think I'll put it in right here. Alright, so grind these out. The engine requires steel plate. Let me grab some steel plate. Don't have any. Gonna queue up a bunch of those because I'm sure I'm gonna need them again. That's enough to place it. So we want to rotate it upside down because then got one connector on the back and then one on the top, just like that. Alright, grab the components required, grab as many of them as we can, drop them in. Looks like I'm full up on other things. Do I have? No, that's the only thing. Alright. Back and forth until I can't pull any more. And put those into production. Wait a few moments. And we'll get going. So I have the solar alignment script running here. And I put in another programmable block up here. That's running the Izzy's inventory management. And from here you can see where I have the drill working. Although we've just discovered I have a problem with it, so better go out there and fix it. Here, let's finish this off first. And then we can turn it on and off and get it running, getting it adding energy. Because right now we need energy more than we need the hydrogen. Although I did check and both of the hydrogen generators are working. So here we are. Hydrogen tanks are slowly filling. They're not on stockpile. Okay. Hydrogen engine. Off. On. Sometimes this happens. I think it has to do with the whole grid being turned on and off. And since we're a stationary grid, I can kind of do that. Let's, everything's off. Everything's on. And there we go. It's running. It's creating energy. Maximum output. And the batteries are, they were draining earlier. And now they're recharging. And that's 8 hours. Oh man, okay, this is going to be so much better than waiting for the sunlight. But, I have to go fix the drill. So that's at its closest extreme. So let's get this out farther. Shooting at zombies, are ya? See what I get for that magnesium I just spent. Alright. So one thing I was a little worried about was having this center pivot point be above a spot where I couldn't drop the drill head down. But I think if I manipulate where this piston arm is and where it's rotating, I should be able to get a good coverage for this drill. I'm currently drilling ice faster than I can produce hydrogen out of, that is. Let's get over here and show you. Yeah. Generators are full. The ice is accumulating. And like I said, I have the inventory management running now, so it's starting to accumulate in this large cargo container that has the ores and the ingots in it. So, I now have energy being produced. I now have gases being made. I think in lieu of trying to like supercharge the speed of that process, I'm gonna work on getting all of my parts that were injured during the salvage that I ground down. I'm gonna start working on rebuilding those. You know, especially since there's a ton of doors in here. Air handlers. While I'm at that, I'm going to look into the prospect of potentially doing some initial redesigns. Like, I'm not sure I need the parachutes, because frankly, if I'm crashing this thing, yeah, they're maybe not. maybe I'll leave the parachutes. They're there already. I can just rebuild them enough to get them to be mine. A couple of motors, a bit of computers, some steel plates. Better safe than sorry, I guess. So yeah, now I just gotta check to see if this is gonna impact on that turret again, or if I can extend the... Actually, you know, it looks like I ought to just extend that. I don't know... Yeah. Obviously, earlier I was thinking I would be making this... like there would be a reason for it to stay where it was, but since the redesign, I think that's not necessary. Alright. Well, I'll bring you all back when I have more progress made. See you then. Well, folks, the sun is back up. My solar panel's charging again. My drill head, I'm still working on getting that to collect more ice, but I've been fixing up little bits here and there. I think I pointed at these and was going to fix them. I forgot to. Anyway, I'm going to end the episode today. I really appreciate you joining me again, and I will see you all next time on Survival Records.